see. Going live here on StreamYard. What's up, everybody? I was just thinking today, how many coaches, mentors, trainers I meet who tell me I've tried everything. I've tried everything there is to be successful. I've done all the things perfectly and yet can't make any money. If that's you, that's what I want to talk about today. And for those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is Jeremiah Krakowski, and I've been helping thought leaders, mentors, coaches, online trainers make millions of dollars using the internet, direct response marketing, and Facebook ads for the last 20 years. And I now coach thought leaders, trainers, mentors, and coaches on how to get more clients and how to make 6 and 7 figures online. And more often than not, the people who say I've tried everything before, I've tried it all, there's one thing that they are doing that is a pattern, and they often miss it. And here's the other problem. When I tell you what that one thing is, the people who are usually doing it usually get upset when I say they're doing it, and they're like, I'm not doing that. So that's what's funny, is the denial of the fact that they're not doing it is like actually proves that they probably are doing it. And again, you won't understand that if that's you, because you'll be so triggered by what it is. Okay. You're like, get to the point. What is it? So it's judgment towards what other people are doing wrong in their business that they shouldn't be doing, and how they shouldn't be treating clients and customers and communicating, and what a salesperson shouldn't do. People become so afraid of, well, I don't want to appear like a spammer, or I don't want to sound like a salesperson. And so because they've judged how somebody else has been before, their desire to be right and to do the right thing causes them to go too far away from what's actually effective. And so oftentimes coaches that I meet actually have to challenge the beliefs that they have about what is right, wrong, and ethical that they feel comfortable doing. And they actually have to cross just a little bit over the line of what they feel comfortable doing based off of oftentimes what they judged another coach, another trainer, or another mentor of doing. And this is why most people fight tooth and nail against what I just said. I mean, we lost half of the viewers on this video just simply as I've said that, because it literally makes you challenge your worldview, how you look at things, what you're willing to do. And so if you're unwilling to actually look at what successful people do, and you've judged a successful millionaire out there for doing something that you believe is wrong or outside of what you can do or will do or are willing to do, that judgment will prevent you from doing the activities that make money in your business. Period. Okay. So that's what I found keeps a lot of coaches, especially if you've been trying and saying, I'm doing all the right things, I'm doing everything right in my business for the last 20 years. Even I know a man who has been building coaching and online courses for the last 20 years, but hasn't made a dime online. And I can tell you it's because of judgment that he has towards successful coaches of what he thinks they do wrong and what they shouldn't do and how they shouldn't treat their clients and how they shouldn't communicate. And this judgment of being so hypercritical of how wrong others are and focusing on what other people are doing. See, that's the energy. As a coach, we're here to point out, people hire us to say, okay, this is what's not working for you. So people hire me as a coach to say, okay, you're not doing this right. You need to do this differently in your business. Okay. So I'm actually paid to do that in a business. But this is the very thing that makes coaches great, is their greatest downfall when it comes to sales. because they end up judging what financially successful millionaire coaches do and have made a standard in their mind of, well, I can't cross that line. That's unethical. I had a lady tell me the other day, it's unethical to ask for testimonies and case studies from successful clients. And that was her line, and she would not cross it. And I'm like, you sure about that? You sure about that? You know, it's like, I'm not so sure that asking for testimonies is unethical, but she was adamant that it was like violated people's personhood to ask for testimonies, and that she would never do that in her business. And it was like this standard of, she judged all these coaches as wrong for asking for testimonies. And so it's like, that was a limiting belief in her life, preventing her from even doing the things that were going to make her money in a coaching business. Okay. I have another lady. She believes that it is pushy to, when you're on a sales call, to ask somebody if they would like to purchase from you, and that you should wait for them to ask you. Because she's been pressured by salespeople before and didn't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable or pressured. And I said, well, you don't need to make anybody feel pressured, but you do need to ask for the sale. She's like, oh, I could never do that. It's outside of my personality. In fact, I would hate myself if I did. And so I'm like, okay, the judgments that you've had towards others, you're projecting into these non-negotiable rules of, I won't cross that line in my business, even if I know that it will make me money. Again, I'm not asking you to do anything that, like personally, I would not recommend building an OnlyFans account to grow a following, right? Like, that's not going to be in the framework of what I tell you to do. But doing sales presentations and getting really good at sales and getting really good at communicating to close sales is something that you absolutely need to do as a coach. And you need to make sales and marketing your top priority. I have a lot of people who argue against that. They're like, no, you need to make serving the client the top priority. No, sales and marketing is your top priority as a business owner with a fiduciary responsibility to produce a profit in the business that you run. Okay. And so if you don't want to produce a profit in the business that you run, that's called a hobby, and that will keep you broke. And so if you want to stay broke, cool. I don't help people stay broke. I help them make a ton of money. And so this one area right here, if you can challenge, what are judgments that you've had towards other people? Maybe their personality is too brash. Maybe you're seeing me right now. You're like, Jeremiah, you're just too much. You just got too much energy. You're just too forceful. You're just too okay, awesome. So there's a limit to the amount of energy now that you believe is appropriate and okay in business. See, these judgments that we have can stop us from making money in a business, where we have these non-negotiables. We say, I will not cross that line because it'll make me look a certain way. It will make me be somebody that I don't like. And so in our effort to be authentic, we actually avoid the skill sets that create cash flow. You know, if I look at an actor in a movie, if I'm watching The Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, you know, some people might argue that the Star Wars actors aren't the best actors, but they have an actor skill set versus an amateur skill set. And so by growing to be a professional who closes sales online, you do have to grow in the skill set of what you say, how you communicate, and how you connect with people to get people to buy from you. And that's what we help coaches, trainers, and mentors do all the time in their business. We have a couple upcoming events coming up very soon, very shortly. But I hope that this video challenges you. I hope that it challenges some of your beliefs, some of the things you've been doing. It'll bring a lot of change into your life because I want to see you make a ton of money. All right, everybody. We'll talk soon. Have a good one.